The only way to move forward is to let go of things that do not serve you, including our relationships with people. So that could mean your friends, your coworkers, your family, or even your significant other. Hello, my beautiful lions. My name is Sam, and on this channel, we talk about personal development, mindset, motivation, and manifestation. Basically, I want us to unleash our inner lions so that we can manifest the life of our dreams. In today's video, I want to talk about how we can start recognizing negative relationships in our lives, how maybe we can possibly heal them, or just let go of those people who just no longer serve us. Sometimes we don't realize that the company we keep or the people around us can really affect our lives and not let us reach our full potential. And a lot of our friends sometimes don't even realize that they're doing this. Have you ever had a really good idea and you're so excited about it, and then you go and you tell your friend and they kind of shit all over it and kind of slap you back into reality, and then you just kind of give up on that idea? They think that they're helping you by being logical and rational, but really what they're doing is not letting you reach your full potential. So I want us to start recognizing those kind of relationships, and also maybe some of the toxic ones that are in our lives. On our personal growth journey, we have to recognize the relationships that serve us and those that no longer serve us. On my personal growth journey, I have recognized a trait that I have that can sometimes hinder me, and that is that I'm an empath. So I have this weird impulse to please people and kind of seek the approval of others, which makes sense as to why I'm a singer, right? It's not the best trait to have, although I have learned to deal with it. Being an empath, I notice that when I start hanging around the wrong crowd, my energy starts to shift kind of towards whatever they're feeling so that I can relate to them, so that I can people please and see if I can be like, hey, I can be the one that you can lean on, or hey, I want to be your friend. It's like this weird impulse in me that I have to learn to control. Because I go back into wanting to match these people's energy, I start regressing back into my feelings of feeling negative, or I start complaining with them, or I start feeling anxiety again. And then ultimately later on, I start developing my panic attacks that I used to have. And as a performer, I've dealt with a wide variety of personality characteristics, and a lot of them are very strong and extreme. And I have to say that I too had a lot of these traits in me, but because I've recognized these traits in myself, I now have the capability to move forward because I'm aware of how they make me feel. If I don't like the way I feel in that moment, then I can use that to change how I feel and to recognize that this trait is making me feel this way. So I'm going to try and fix this trait so that I can become happier and not ultimately suffer by staying in the same feeling. But being an empath, sometimes I start feeling these feelings unrecognizably because I'm feeling the energy of other people, which is why sometimes I get very overwhelmed with crowds, which sounds really dumb, right? Because I'm a performer. I'm in crowds all the time, but I get very overwhelmed in crowds. So when I start feeling the way that I feel, I have to take time to myself and be alone so that I can start shifting back to feeling better thoughts and better habits so that I can grow. But it all comes with recognizing situations with people around you, and it comes with recognizing situations in yourself. So my main goal in this video is to help you start recognizing all the negative relationships in your life, including the one with yourself. And if you are moving forward and those people are not moving forward with you, ultimately just kind of leaving them behind. So how can we start recognizing negative relationships in your life? Well, I'm going to break it down in steps like I always love to do, okay? All right, so step number 1. Start becoming aware of who you are hanging around. Sometimes we live so automatically that we don't even realize how negative we are with the people around us. So I want you to ask these questions, right? That way you can start becoming aware of all the people you hang around with and if they're making an impact in your life negatively or positively, right? Number 1, how did I bond with them? So how did you end up becoming friends with this person? Was it through you're both complaining about the same thing? Was it through trauma? Like you both had the same trauma, so you guys kind of bonded that way? Or was it you both had the same negative feelings towards something or someone? Number two, how do you talk when you're around this said person? So do you guys always complain about everything? Are you guys always being negative? Are you always judging other people around you? Start becoming aware of how you talk when you're around that person. Number three, how do they make you feel? So when you leave that person, how did they make you feel? Do you feel drained after leaving them? Do you feel sad? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel anger? Do you feel revengeful? Think of all the thoughts that don't make you feel good, and see if it has to do with maybe when you were hanging out with the person, if that's ultimately how you feel every time you leave, or when you're with that person, how they make you feel when you're with them. Every time you're with them, do you feel this weird sense of like, man, I just don't feel well anymore? You know what I mean? I get that a lot. I get that feeling a lot from some friends. Like, I'll hang out with them for a few hours and then I start feeling so sick to my stomach. And I realize that I'm getting the energy off of them. And sometimes they are so anxious and so not in a good headspace that it's starting to affect me. Number four, what's this relationship with the person that you're with like? Is it one-sided? Are you giving and they're just taking? They're not ever really contributing to the friendship at all, or relationship that you have with this person. Number five, do they help you become your best self? Or do they kind of keep you stuck in all these feelings of feeling bad? And then the last one is, are they supportive? So if you were to tell them something that you wanted to do, are they just gonna kind of knock you down a peg, or are they gonna be like, you know what, I think you can do that. That is great. These are some questions that you should start asking and start becoming aware of the relationships around you so that you can start recognizing who is serving you and who is not. Step number two, start recognizing and becoming aware of your own actions in that relationship, in that said relationship that you have. So have you ever thought that maybe, just maybe, you might be the problem? Am I the problem? Am I the drama? You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm the problem. You get the point. Maybe sometimes you don't even realize, but you're the problem in relationships. I used to do this thing where, because I wanted to have a conversation with somebody, right? There's like dead silence in the room. And I, as an empath, as a people pleaser, I hate sometimes the dead silence. So I would be like, isn't the weather shit? And it would like conjure up a conversation with somebody, and then they can relate and be like, oh my God, I know I hate this weather, right? It just sucks. And then we start complaining. And that was me. I started that negative connotation. It was me all along. You know what I mean? Or you're picking fights with your significant other for no reason because you have some anger that you're dealing with and you're taking it out on them. Maybe a coworker is not working up to your level and you're getting frustrated with them. You know what I mean? So I think to start recognizing your own actions in these relationships can also kind of play a big part of negative relationships. You know what I mean? So recognize, am I the problem? And a way you can start healing this is by letting go of your expectations of others. Yes, our expectations of others. We cannot expect anybody else to live their lives the way you want them to live your life. That's just impossible. No way. Everybody is put on this earth for a reason, and it's not for your benefit. Okay? So start letting go of judgments of others, and maybe try to understand maybe why you have all these strong feelings towards a specific person, or your significant other, a coworker, a management person, just anybody in your life that you seem to have a problem with. See if it's maybe you're the problem. Step back, take a breath, and realize, I need to let go of my expectations of this person. I need to let go of my judgments of this person, and maybe I try to understand why I'm having such strong feelings towards this person. And also vice versa. Let go of others' expectations of you. Not everyone has to like you in this world. I had to really deal with that with this empath trait, right? I really am a people pleaser. I want everyone to like me. No, I had to realize that not everyone is going to like me. It is what it is. Like there's 1,000 million people in this world, and not all of them are going to like you. And it's okay. It is okay. You are going to be okay if that person doesn't like you. Oh, well, you know what I mean? You can't please everyone, and you can't expect others to please you. So we got to let go of these dumb expectations of how we want people to act or feel or be. You can't think that your coworker needs to be at the exact same level as you. No, and you can't expect your friend to also be at the exact same level as you. If you're wanting to progress in your life on this personal growth journey and they're not wanting to, you can't force them, because everyone is on this earth for their own journey and their own purpose. Don't expect anybody to please you, and don't please anybody else. So, once we start recognizing the negative relationships in our lives, or if maybe you're the cause of the issues in your life, now you can kind of take a step back and realize which people are no longer serving you. And that brings me to step number 3. Start detaching from those people who no longer serve you, okay? In the words of Ariana Grande, losing friends left and right, but I just end up loving life. Come on, we're always gonna thrive. You're gonna be okay, even if you have to let people go. Unfortunately, in order to move forward, you have to leave some people behind, So I want you to start detaching from these relationships, and even if it's family, unfortunately, especially if it's family, and especially if they're not serving you. Also, if you're in an abusive relationship with anybody, whether it be friends, family, significant others, abusive physically, abusive mentally, if this relationship is causing a detriment to your mental health, well then, in the words of RuPaul, give them the pork chop. Hiya! Bye, Felicia. You need to cut those people out of your life completely. No questions asked, not even setting boundaries with those person. No, give them the pork chop. They're no longer serving you in your life. If somebody is becoming physically abusive, mentally abusive, you just need to cut them out of your life. And I promise you, your life's going to get better, because you do not need anybody telling you. You already have your own self telling you these things. Why would you need somebody else telling you these things? You know what I mean? We're here to heal. We're here to grow, and we don't need any toxic, negative relationships in our life. So give them the pork chop, okay? Any other relationships that you're finding that are just not sitting right with you, you can start weaning them out slowly. Start setting your boundaries with those people, limiting your time with them. If you realize that every time you hang out with this person, you're just not your best self, start limiting the time that you have with those people. It's okay to still have them in your life. It's okay to still talk to them, but you have to start becoming selfish and start recognizing that you're not going to be your best self if you keep hanging around those people, because they're going to keep regressing you and you're never going to move forward. So you just got to let it go. Just let it go. So start setting boundaries with those people. Start limiting your time with them, but you don't have to be nasty towards anybody. You don't have to be mean. You just have to start letting go peacefully of all these negative relationships. And I promise you, your life is going to start feeling better, because it's going to feel like a whole bunch of rocks have been lifted from you. And with coworkers, I would just give them less energy. If you're having difficulty with a coworker or management or anything like that, let go of your expectations of them. And remember that you can't please them, so stop trying so hard to please them. Unfortunately, like I said, not everyone is going to like us. So we have to choose the people who are going to serve us in our lives and help us move forward on our personal growth. You want to live your best life, then you just got to let go of a lot of things. And people are one of them. So I hope that this video helped you so that you can start manifesting the life of your dreams. And let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about anything on this topic. I can definitely help you out. And also subscribe on that subscribe button so you can help me out and we can start sending these videos out to people who also need to hear them. And follow me on Instagram at The Aligned Lion. And just remember, guys, you are not put on this earth to suffer. You are put on this earth for your well-being and for you to live the best life possible. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. You have a beautiful day. Bye, my lovely lions.